5th, the 3rd. Lessons from Mama Diva. Lessons from Mama Diva. Help.
A 24-year-old woman, standing at 5 feet even, a diva, carrying a svelte 110-pound frame. She just had her 5th child, and she's married to a man whose idea of quality time consists of a 10-round championship bout, with her as the punching bag. Have you ever been pushed around? By a person? By life? Did you push back? Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests, my mom, who we affectionately call Mama Diva, was pushed around for years by my dad. They separated and got back together many times, and the last time they separated, Mama left and we stayed with Dad for 2 months. Now it pained Mama to be away from us for so long, but as I got older, I became quite confused by that. Because in most circles, being away from 5 rambunctious kids for 2 full months, it's called a vacation. But not to Mom. She ultimately wanted to take us, leave, and never come back. But the only way that was possible was for her to come back. So she did. And not even 2 weeks into her return home, things got crazy. One morning, Mom was lying down in bed as Dad got up to prepare for work. All of us kids were upstairs loudly preparing for school. Now, I'm the youngest, and I was 2 years old at the time, and very annoying. I only know this because my brothers and sisters never missed a chance to remind me. That morning, I took it to another level. And Dad stomped up the stairs, swung the door open, stormed into the room, and said, "I need you to shut up. I'm trying to get ready for work." Well, yelling wasn't enough. So he forcefully quieted us down in the way that he normally did. Went back downstairs, went into the bathroom, slammed the door, and took a bath. Mama slowly rose from her seat, sauntered into the bathroom, and sat on the toilet across from Dad's back. If you would have been sitting next to her, you would have felt the heat of anger emanating from her body, saw the steam from Dad's bath gather in a thick fog on her glasses, all amid the backdrop of the refreshing scent of Irish spring summer. What did you do to my children? Al, putting your hands on me is one thing, but you'll never put your hands on my children again, understand? Taken aback by her newfound sense of confidence and authority, he said, "Who are you talking to? You will never put your hands on my children again." And with that, she walked out of the bathroom as slowly as she entered. Dad immediately jumped up, dried off, and followed. Now you know what happened next. And indeed, it was the last straw. Mom packed our bags, got us dressed. We walked out of that door and never returned again. We went from being pushed around to pushing forward. And with the wind at our backs, we were able to start a new chapter in our lives, all because Mama understood that perseverance is always possible. Have you ever encountered a seemingly impossible situation? Were you able to push in spite of the pulling forces of your circumstance? Or did you quit? See, most of us will quit just before we're set to win. And some may say, "Well, Al, there are no guarantees," or "Al, what if the light at the end of the tunnel is missing?" But I say pushing always pays. I'm reminded of a time when I was in 4th grade. We lived in Matson, Illinois, a middle-class suburb south of Chicago with an exceptional school system. And we fit in quite well. You know, the other kids got good grades, we got good grades. They made friends, we made friends. They lived in large brick houses with neatly manicured lawns. We lived in a 300 square foot, 2-queen bed motel room. Did I mention it was 8 of us? Some of you may say, wow, that was unfortunate. He lived in a motel room and went to school. But I thought it was the best thing since sliced bread. Really. Because all of my other classmates went home and they did chores. I went home and I called the maid. And Mom would always say, despite our circumstance, if you push, things will work out. If you push, we will be blessed. If you push, your efforts will pay off. But I've grown quite skeptical of Mama's wisdom. Because it was a week prior to Christmas and there weren't any gifts under the tree. And I'll never forget, later that week, I was lying on the bed with my brother Chris, reviewing my baseball card collection. Everyone else was scattered about the room, watching TV, when all of a sudden, knock, knock, knock. If you were a fly on the wall, you would have seen 8 confused faces wondering, who in the world is at the door? Unannounced. Mom answered the door. Who is it? We're from the local church. And we wanted to speak with Miss Pam. Mom allowed our guests in. We have a Christmas outreach ministry helping families in need. A member of our congregation works at your children's school, and they told us about your situation. We wanted to help. So they brought gifts for everyone, $500 in cash, a Christmas dinner, and a refrigerator for the leftovers. Tears of joy began streaming down Mama's face as she embraced each one of our guests, saying, thank you, thank you, God bless you. To this day, that remains one of the best Christmas holidays I've ever known. The next time you encounter a difficult situation, I invite you to remember Mama's bold conversation in the bathroom. And understand, if you're willing to push, if you're unwilling to push, you'll wander aimlessly searching for life's payoff 1, 5, 10 years from now. But if you're willing to push and persevere when it's difficult, your life will be consumed with happiness, abundance, and success. And don't take it from me. Take it from Mama Diva. She's living the best she's ever had with her husband and my stepdad of 22 years. Because perseverance is possible, and if you push, it works.